Hey, what's up guys, Pwnstar for Hire here, and I am bringing you a new sexy video, a new series. What I'm going to call this bad boy is litterbugging out, man. It's litterbugging out. And basically, for those aren't aware of what litterbugging is, and I wasn't even until recently, a lot of people are like, hey, go pick up a weapon, kill a guy, pick up his weapon, kill a guy. Basically, from what I've been told, is that's what they call litterbug. I used to play another game way back when, and they called it, weapon shopping, but apparently litterbugging has a better taste to it. So, litterbugging out, ha ha ha, yeah, laugh. So that's what I'm going to call this series. I'm going to put one up each week, and the whole reason I'm doing this is because doing this really caught me by storm. I really had a lot of fun doing this, and this game has been really frustrating lately, and even doing this can frustrate me, being killed with doing stuff, but this game, and the way to play like this is hilarious sometimes. Some of the guns you can pick up, like, I had to pick up the javelin randomly, and then, the TMP and the 50 cal, and the spaz initially was, blinged out. So you run into some crazy things, and I'm sorry, that I apologize, I had to cut the first two or 3 minutes out of this video because it was like all host migrations. So what I'm doing is this new series that I'm put one up each week, and I guess I'll change up the game type here and there. It won't always be ground war domination. The whole reason I chose this I'll explain later, so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks as towards what you should do with this. When it comes down to it, your starter weapon should just be whatever you feel comfortable with, whether it's the SCAR, the ACR is my favorite gun, so I chose it. Now when we come down to the first perk, what you got to do is you got to decide which is more valuable to you. Scavenger really doesn't matter at all because you're switching out guns, so it's pretty much useless. The other more useful perk that I would suggest for anybody would probably be Marathon. Marathon really comes in handy, especially on a rush. You can catch them off guard. Marathon comes in handy. It's useful. It doesn't really, you don't need, too many other things. It's a useful perk if you're doing the whole litterbug thing. But I personally prefer the sleight of hand, and for reasons, basically when it comes down to it, faster reloads, always a good thing. But what I noticed is half the time, you end up getting in a fight with somebody, right? So obviously, by the time it's all over, they might have half a clip or a couple bullets left. So if you're running up there to pick up their gun, you know what I mean? You might actually, have to reload. So it's a smart thing to put sleight of hand on, and that's what I'm rolling with in this game because, picking up a gun that might have 3 bullets, you never know how quickly you may need to reload that. Especially, if you're, firing unsilenced weapons and stuff. So that is my suggestion for you guys to use it. The only other one that I would suggest or even roll with would be Marathon. And of course I'm going to stick with the stopping power. You never know what you're going to run into. And then of course Ninja. Ninja being silent when you're looking at the ground, finding out which weapon you want to pick up. There's just tons of reasons. So basically the ones that I suggest for you guys to use if you're trying this out would to obviously be the sleight of hand or Marathon, stopping power, and the handy dandy Ninja Pro. Now if steady aim, it could be a simple sacrifice. That's your call, whatever you prefer. I wouldn't suggest anything, outside of the norm, like cold-blooded or something like that. Stopping power can really come in handy, especially seeing as how some of these guns that are silenced that shouldn't be and stuff like that, and, just some weaker guns. So what you need to do is try to write it out like that. And in this game, I am using the 5, 7, 11 kill streaks, mainly because that's just what I do when I'm in ground war. For you guys just starting out, I suggest putting the UAV on. It really comes in handy, due to the simple fact that, oh, hey, yeah, there's a little red dot there. Maybe I might not want to pick up this gun. And, God's not going to smite you for, using the gun and getting 2 kills and picking up a gun. Obviously, if it's not, instinct, if there's 2 guys in front of you, you're not going to kill one and, ask the other one politely to stand still while you pick up that gun and then duel. It doesn't roll like that. So you don't have to be too picky. Occasionally you'll have to run into a situation where you're close to a kill streak or something and you got to get 2 or 3 kills with the same gun. Or in my case, if it's got a noob tube on, I'm going to use the noob tube and then get a kill with the gun. That's what I do. Another few times, occasionally you'll run into guys that don't actually drop guns. They're just going to be, little pricks and not want to put out, and, you deal with those. It just happens. So basically, this is a really fun game type to do. Like I said, the KD can, get a couple hits here and there because of the simple fact that you gotta, take a couple hits occasionally while looking for weapons, or you're using weapons you're unfamiliar with. Either way, I think this is a really good way to train yourself to deal with things out of the ordinary. Test yourself, have fun, do something crazy. I did this with a full lobby of buddies today, and it was some damn fun. And you pick up some crazy things, and I have to say, yeah, he was really conspicuous. Just, woo, yeah, you're good. So, see, like, right there, I come back here and I rub my nuts on his face to try to pick up his gun, but that wasn't good enough. He didn't want to drop one. He just holding out again. And now I'm, right here is where I was debating on which guy to go for, and, there was one on the hill that was that guy, and then this is one of the instances where I said you got to decide what you need to do, and I knew by looking at the radar, paying attention to that handy-dandy radar, which a lot of people don't, that there were like 18 million little red dots over there, dude. It looked like freaking acne on my radar. So I decided to, conveniently sit out here with a noob tube and, pull a Justin Bieber on their face. And just noob it up a little bit. And, I thought I saw a guy crawling over there, but I didn't pay enough attention. And he tucked one in between my cheeks while I wasn't paying any attention. And, you gotta hate that. And, for the guys, like I was saying, for the perks are obviously I've gone through. The kill streaks, I would suggest the 357. 357 is a pretty good one if you're doing ground war. Now this is what I'm going to get into. Like I said, I'm going to switch it up a little bit on game types. I might do some free-for-all occasionally and do something like this. I would suggest to anybody that's new to this or is not completely confident in their skills, not to be mean or anything like that, but if you are not confident in your skills to get good high kill streaks, I would suggest using the 357. And I would suggest doing it on a smaller game type, something that gives you a little more time to react. 9-on-9 is probably not the best game type, especially with something like spawns, like in Dom. It's probably not the best game type for somebody to roll out on this kind of challenge. But if you want to do it, all the more to you. I mean, I feel the only way for you to get better is to test yourself and go against all odds and, play people better than you and stuff like that. So if this is really a good test, go out there and do it what I'm doing. And I hope you enjoy it. This is a really fun thing I do, and the whole reason I'm making this into a series is a couple subs suggested this and all this random stuff. I've been suggested this a lot, and I went ahead and started doing it like a couple days ago, and I have had so much fun doing this thing. I mean, I don't know what it is, and oh look, a noob tube again. So, and that's one more reason why I chose ground war. If you're in a smaller game type, you happen to run into the same guns over and over again. If it's 6v6, obviously you're going to run into the same guns. Therefore, when it's a 9v9, obviously there's going to be a lot more, I guess, variety of guns that you could possibly pick up. So that's the whole reason why I did ground war for my first video for you guys, and that's because obviously there's a lot better chance of picking up different weapons, which I find obviously more interesting. And so that's why I chose ground war. Now I suggest free-for-all and stuff like that, because usually when you get a kill, usually you don't run into two guys heads up and free-for-all. I mean, you do it occasionally, but you usually have enough time in TDM or free-for-all to, kill a guy and pick up his gun. So in all honesty, even in my mind, I would admit that probably the best game type to play this in would probably be free-for-all or TDM. Game types that have crazy spawns or objectives is probably not the best for this, even though I like to test myself and have fun anyways. You never know what you'll run into, and I want you guys to do this, and this is what I've been bringing to my channel, is this unique variety of different things. The worst class ever, well, on my old channel before it got hacked, but basically this unique variety of all kinds of things, and it's, doing weird gameplays like this, or horrible requests, or, double nukes, and, I try to keep it, unique, things that people have not seen, or things that people do not do often. And I try to excel at them, and I try to have fun while doing them. And the whole reason I'm turning this into a series, and I'm going to be posting one of these up each week, is due to the fact that I love the hell out of this. And now this to the end of this, and hopefully you guys have actually watched this all the way through. I believe I go 59-9, which is not a bad game at all. More to come. One thing I want to put in here at the end, and if you guys have sat through this, you'll be able to be a part of this. I am looking for an intro for this series, obviously. Hit me up, send me a message if you are interested in it. The person that wins is going to get a shout out from me. He's going to be able to actually be a dual comm on the next one of these I host. So on the next, litterbugging it series, on the next show, which will probably be next week sometime, I'll have the person that does the best intro on as a guest, and I'll give him a shout out and all that good stuff. Anyways, guys, Pwn Star for Hire. Peace out. I hope you like it.